Okay, I'm not dead. I'm almost dead. Not dead. This is why we have Approach of the Second Sun, by the way. Huzzah. 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 No pesky afterlife. My fair citizens of Sodium City, we have Tibalt's Dick. So this deck is really just a control deck. We are running counter spells. We don't typically do that. However, this is in the form of Tibalt'S Trickery, but it's the real form of a counter spell, using Tibalt'S Trickery to counter your opponent's spells and not our own. Okay, we're not degenerates. I mean, we are, but we're not those kind of degenerates. The win condition is going to be a combination of two things. Well, technically it's one or the other, but we have Chandra, Awakened Inferno, and Approach of the Second Sun. So Chandra, Awakened Inferno is one of my favorite planeswalkers, just a 6 mana, can't be countered planeswalker. Beautiful, beautiful. It's 6 loyalty, has a +2, so right off the bat it comes in essentially 8 loyalty, which is amazing. She's got a fat ass, right? Her +2 is each opponent gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 1 damage to you. And this compounds every single turn. So if they can't kill it right away, because again, she has 8 loyalty if you just do the immediate +2. Typically, smaller creatures and stuff, they can't kill her when she initially comes onto the battlefield. So it's fantastic. And then once again, you just keep doing +2, +2, +2, +2 every single turn, especially if you're going up against a control deck. Obviously, they can't counter the spell, and you just end up winning over sheer pressure. So the first turn, they take 1 damage, and then they take 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and they're going to die eventually, right? And the other win condition, of course, is Approach of the Second Sun. This is just an amazing card, 7 mana sorcery. And when you cast it, if you've cast another spell called Approach of the Second Sun this game, you win the game. Now, you have to cast this from your hand in order to win the game. So the second time you cast it, it has to be cast from your hand. Since we're only casting this from our hand, that part of it's pretty much irrelevant. But outside of that, if you cast it for the first time, you gain 7 life, which is beautiful. And then you put it 7th from the top of your library. So in 7 card draws, you get your Approach of the Second Sun back, you cast it again, and you win the game. As for the ramp, we're just going to go with the tried and true Blood Sun and Lotus Field combo. So when Blood Sun enters the battlefield, it's just a 3 mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. You know, we love card draw. It's like a little bit of a cantrip. All lands lose all abilities except mana abilities. So this is great. It turns off Fabled Passage, turns off castles, does all sorts of stuff. But most importantly, it shuts off Lotus Field for the most part. So Lotus Field no longer is hexproof. It no longer comes in a battlefield tapped, and you no longer have to sacrifice 2 other lands. It still taps for 3 mana of any one color. So it's really just a land that comes into play and taps for 3 mana of any color, which is ridiculous. That's amazing for 1 land. It's free, right? It's a Lotus, obviously. As for our card advantage, we really only have Mazemind Tome and Valakut Awakening. So Valakut Awakening is a little bit less of card advantage because it's also a land. So we're running 25 lands, but we also have 4 Valakut Awakenings, and we're almost just running this to dig for our Approach of the Second Sun after we cast it the first time. Because if we have a bunch of cards in our hand, Valakut Awakening is a 3 mana instant, so we can cast it on their turn. Put any number of cards from your hand at the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. So if you have like 5 or 6 cards in your hand for whatever reason, you cast Valakut Awakening, throw all those back, draw that many cards +1, you're automatically getting your Approach of the Second Sun back in your hand, and you cast it the next turn and you win, right? It's actually ridiculous. It can be fantastic. But this is just amazing for hand smoothing. You're like, I have all these board wipes, but I'm going up against a Super Friends deck, right? It's completely irrelevant. So you're like, Valakut Awakening, let me throw back these 3 Day of Judgments or whatever, and just draw 4 cards. It's great. It's great. Just hopefully you're drawing something that you actually want at that point. Mazemind Tome is one of my favorite artifacts. I put it in almost every deck that I play. It's just a 2-mana artifact. You can tap it to scry 1, put a page counter on it. Now, I hardly ever scry with this card. I try my hardest to only use the next ability, which is 2 colorless tap, put a page counter on it, and draw a card. I almost always draw cards from this. I try to never scry. I will keep this on the battlefield for like 6 or 7 turns just to guarantee the card draw. The only time I will really ever scry is if I absolutely need a land drop or if I absolutely need the life. Those are really the only 2 times. If I'm like, I could probably miss a land drop, I'll risk missing the land drop and then just drawing a card from the Mazemind Tome that next turn to hit the land drop. It's probably a bit too risky and probably not the smart way to play it, but that's how I play it. Now, as for the combo part of the deck, we're using Rule of Law with Tibalt'S Trickery. That's really what the deck was, I guess you can kind of say, revolved around. It was the main goal of what we were trying to do. So Rule of Law is just a 3-mana enchantment that's very disruptive. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. So this is just really, really mean, just in general. So when you're going up against an aggro deck, like an Elves deck, they usually cast like 15 Elves in 1 turn, or there's a ton of burn spells in 1 turn, or if it's a control deck, usually they're going to be casting stuff on your turn, which does kind of suck because it kind of works in their favor. They just get free counter spells on your turn, so you will have to watch out for that. But we are also running Tibalt'S Trickery. So Tibalt'S Trickery is a 2-mana instant counter target spell. So we're using it as a real counter spell, right? Then you choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards. So this is actually really good against brainstorm decks. It's a very good card right now, surprisingly enough. Then they exile the top cards from their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. So whatever spell they cast, you counter it, and then they mill some cards, and then reveal the top cards until they can cast a card that wasn't the one you just countered, which is great. It's good that they can't cast the same card that we just countered. That's just amazing. And then they may cast that card without paying its mana cost. They put the exiled cards at the bottom of their library in random order. Again, they can cast that card. However, Rule of Law specifically says each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. So if they cast a card and we counter it with Tibalt'S Trickery, Tibalt'S Trickery is going to go through that whole thing and be like, hey, do you want to cast this card for free? And they're like, but I can't cast the card for free because of Rule of Law. So it's a fantastic combo, I guess you could say. It also just slows down a lot of decks. Since I'm primarily playing a tap-out control list where you're going to be spending all 6 mana for a Chandra or all 7 mana for really just anything else like Approach of the Second Sun or a Doomskar or Ixalan's Binding, like we're going to be tapping out a lot, maybe on their turn with Heliod's Intervention, something like that, right? Very rarely are we going to be playing more than 1 spell each turn, so it doesn't necessarily affect us at all. That's what makes it so good, and obviously Tibalt'S Trickery being 2 mana and an amazing counterspell just is kind of like icing on the top. Either way, this deck is the truth. I love this deck. It's so good in the 60 card version. I did have an 80 card version, which you might see at the beginning of this video, but I ended up having to essentially scrap it completely because having Rule of Law and Tibalt'S Trickery in an 80 card deck, it just wasn't very consistent. It's kind of the same feeling that I have with Blood Sun and Lotus Field. Putting it in an 80 card deck just makes it so inconsistent. I just don't like it. It doesn't feel good. So we ended up putting both of those in a 60 card deck, and it's really good. So if you want to take this at home and use it, it's going to run you 42 rares and 4 mythics. So it's actually not terrible. It's a little bit better than what I normally have, so keep that in mind. But If you end up taking it, playing it at home, then make sure to let me know what your success rate is in the comment section below. If you want the current deck list, it will be in text format in the description. There will be a link to my Aether Hub page, or you can click on the card that shows up at the top right-hand corner of this video. It'll take you right to the deck list. And as for yesterday's comment question of the day, I asked you, what type of obscure tribal should get more love? Here are your answers. And if you want your comment featured in these videos, make sure that you answer the comment question of the day every single day, 7 days a week in the comment section below. Stay salty and enjoy the games. I'm giving this one more try. I think I've played like 7 games and I haven't won a single one now. I feel like I've played like 7 games. It's just like not getting any good matchups or something. I don't know what it is. It's the, I mean, I know exactly what it's the 80. It's the fact that it's an 80 card deck. You just can't have an 80 card deck. I know what the problem is. So just go ahead and fix it. Prevent them from even using Prismari Command. Not sure what they're gonna do with this yet. I see. I see. So this is just the old deck, but different now. It's like the Just Guy Turns deck, but without the turns. A bit different. This one's weird. I mean, this isn't even Just Guy, this is Team. Unfortunately, they have answers to everything. Kinda want another land drop. Alright. Well, that is bad, obviously. We can't have any of this. None of this can happen. None of what is happening right now is allowed to happen. Us binding that Aetherworks Marvel, I think, is really good. I just don't know what they have to answer it. I can only imagine. I mean, they gotta have stuff, right? Brazen Borrower, most likely. Yes. All right. Well, they know our plan. They know our plan. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately my Tibalt'S Trickery goes away. Super Saiyan. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. Oh, that sucks. It's better. Yeah, I mean, I just got super fucked there. That's bad. All sorts of bad. Of course, we knew they were gonna have Ugin. London Harvest. This is a bad. Okay. Hello. I mean, does this kill me? No, only gets, no, well, yeah, it does, because they can hit it with Ugin and then kill me with it, or kill that. Suck. That's cute. Didn't they cast that? And that's at 4. Okay. They can't. Isn't that only 4 damage? Oh, they're just adding energy. Sure. You did it twice in a row, opponent. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Playing in rule of law like that's not good. Alright, we're gonna make this into a 60 card deck. The deck is fun, it does the stuff that we want it to do. It's just finding the rule of law and the Tibalt'S Trickery is just so inconsistent. It's the same thing I've had problems with when I'm doing the Blood Sun Lotus Field combo, which in theory we can just do the Blood Sun Lotus Field combo in this deck as well. So let's fucking do that shit too, right? So I think this is essentially a brand new one. I don't know. Delicate Exploration. I think it's a brand new deck. I don't know if there's... I don't know if there's any way around that. So Rule of Law, Blood Sun, Valakut Awakening, Tibalt's Dick. So our win condition is either Chandra 6, which is obviously great, or yeah, 4 Valakut Awakening is amazing. There's no reason, or there's no way we're not gonna have that in here. I think we need a couple authorities at least. We need at least a couple settles because they are instant, so we can do it on their turn. We need spells that are at least instant, so we can do it on their turn, because Rule of Law can only cast 1 spell each turn, which includes the opponent's turn. So getting some instances is definitely something we want to do. We have a lot of stuff to do on turn 3 right now, and not a whole lot of stuff to do on turn 2. So this opens up Doomskar quite a bit, because it gives us something to do on turn 2. And it's also a board wipe, so it allows us to wipe the board on turn 3. We need to do that. Two Chandras, 2 approaches, 2 Heliod's interventions. Two Ixalan's bindings. And 4 tomes in another land. Let's give this a try. Alright. The real one. Although I didn't name it. Tibalt'S Dick. Beta. Tibalt'S Dick 60 cm. No idea. We'll just go regular. But this one has Blood Sun in it. Again, since it's a 60 card deck, it's just that much easier. That much easier. I don't like running Blood Sun Lotus Field in anything but a 60 card deck. It's just way too inconsistent. Unless you're also running like Stifles, stuff like that. It's just not worth it. Okay, I mean, this is fine-ish. Yeah, it's not bad. Ha! Okay, now I really need a land. If I get a land, this is really nice. Land. I've seen a lot of graveyard hate in like mono white decks, actually. I saw a main deck Rest in Peace. Well, I guess everything's main deck, right? And best of one. But I saw main deck Rest in Peace. And now I'm seeing main deck Gravedigger's Cage. I thought there was... Lame. Oh, how dare you.
How dare you!
Against my better judgment. Lotus off the top, easy. Alright, wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but we tried. But we tried. Holy shit.
Let's start at a sizzle and see if you make it to the Inferno. Bye-bye.
Okay, dude. Jesus fuck. Nice.
No pressure.
1, 2. I'll still have 3. Yeah. Okay. So basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna use Heliod's Intervention to blow those 2 up. I should be able to Tibalt'S Trickery and cycle that. Joy.
You wanna fight?
Cycling. The wonders of cycling lands.
Hope it's not too
Alright, yeah. That's alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't have another mana to counterspell. I don't know who the follow was, but thank you. The problem is... Isn't gonna go well for me. They're gonna gain 5 a turn, I'm only doing 4. So they're gonna gain 1 life a turn. Fuck you. Absolutely out of your mind if you think I'm gonna let that happen. Sure, go for it. I guess I could have just let that happen. It wouldn't have mattered.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Oh, that's bad. They're going back up to 19. The only thing I can do is keep them under that damage amount. They can't kill me, I win. That was fucking close. I forgot I had approach of the second sun there for a minute. Shoutouts to Yalsun666 on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Sodium City. I don't know if you're watching, but if everyone else, make sure you follow me over at twitch.tv/Striderstone. Link should be up at the top right. Should be like some card up there. Click on that. Follow me. Who knows? Maybe if you follow me, I'll be recording a video. Your name will pop up somewhere. Big Bubba D. All right, Big Bubba. This is a combination of a really good hand and a really bad. Nice. I see your authority and I raise you in authority. Mine's prettier and mine's prettier. Oh shit. Okay. Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna have to scry. Let's just do this. It's already too late. Like, I already had it set to entering and shocked or tapped. Doing a main phase. Fuck. I knew I should have foretold Doomskar. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Oh, fuck. Oh.
Calm down. Calm down.
Okay. Cycling this. Absolutely. Approach, 100%. 100%. So I get to Blood Sun into Lotus Field into Doomskar. I just have to hope I'm not dead. It's its toughness, so they gain 6, 12. Holy shit. Okay, I'm not dead. I'm almost dead. Not dead. This is why we have Approach of the Second Sun, by the way. Huzzah. 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 No pesky afterlife. Third one? Let's see. I see what's going on here. All right, we're back above 20. And we're a little flooded. They're also a little flooded. Rule of law doesn't necessarily help us right now. I think I'll keep it.
Why shouldn't I keep it?
Okay, getting 2 life. Going back up. Yeah, they're playing every single card every turn, so technically Rule of Law only hurts me. You know? Not worried about it. Alright. Just win next turn. Cut off all possibilities. Yeah. I had a Chandra. I had another win condition, but 80 damage with a 6 mana Chandra, I mean, come on. It's gonna take a minute. It would take a minute. It would take a minute. Whoop whoop. 60 card version is so much better. So much better. It's a lot less prison-y because we're not running the Raidens, the Dovins, stuff like that. But I think it's fine. I don't think this is a very good hand. This is a colorless deck. I'm actually fucked. If I get a Blood Sun, I may still be in here. But not looking too great. The Rule of Law is legitimately good for us, though. Haven't played anything yet? Okay. I mean, it's great. They can only play 1 card. So, no problems. No problems with this. Bruh. Yeah, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 7 mana down. I need to keep up 2 mana for Tibalt'S Trickery, or else I would have Lotus Field. I just, can't. They could just start swinging at my face with Crawling Barons. But hopefully we get a nice counterspell. Yeah. No, go away. Ooh, we got a Eugene. All right, throw that archive at the bottom.
Nice.
Heliod's is still nice. Tibalt'S Trickery is kind of nice too. Hopefully they just hardcast an Ugin. You activated my trap card. Be like, no you. No you activated my trap card. A Blood Sun would be just like fucking ridiculous here. I can't. Maybe last turn I could have risked it. Or 2 turns ago or something. But fuck. Yeah, all the missing of the land drops is obviously very bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Finally. Sweet. Exactly what I needed. Getting the Mazemind Tome is also fucking fantastic, so if they don't actually cast anything that I care about, I'll just Tibalt'S Trickery. Or I'll just draw with Mazemind Tome instead of Tibalt'S Trickery. They have a fuck ton of mana. They can... Yeah, I mean, they can Ulamog. Hold it. You get nothing. Yes. Oh, I should have. Fuck. I needed to sacrifice the steep. Because now my check lands. I mean, they could have another Ulamog, right? That's one of 4. They don't run 4 Ulamogs, right? They run 2? 3 maybe? I don't think they run 4. In a 60 card deck? I need my Blood Sun. Right fucking now. I mean, it's a great card, not going to help us. Yeah, let's see. 2. Just want to destroy fucking 2. Yeah, that sucks. Yep, and that's if I blew up the step instead of the dev basic, that I could have killed that other Power Stone shard. Yeah, now they can cast Ulamog again. When, as before, they would not have been able to. Alright. Well, we have a settle for the Crawling Barons. That's not very nice. We've got up against so many of these decks today. I very rarely even see Ugin anymore. I've just seen it so many times already. Like today I've seen it 2 or 3. Well, this is very, 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 very bad. Oh, I'm just dead. Yeah. They just kill me with all the shit that's on the board. Could have kept up mana for Settle, but yeah, it was rough. Okay. My deck is not necessarily teched against Ugin. Most of my decks aren't. I haven't seen Ugin that frequently. It's been quite a few games. Luckily, the last time we went up against him, not last game, but I think it was a couple games before that, we were able to pull it out pretty easily. Or luckily, one of the two. But it's definitely not something that we're equipped to deal with. Especially with an Ulamog to accompany it. You know what I mean? Like, we have 2 Ixalan's Bindings, but when you're messing around with the colorless deck, Ixalan's Binding isn't really going to help you all that much. They have black, so I'm kind of worried that they'll discard my Doomskar if they hit my hand. They'll probably get rid of my Tibalt'S Trickery because they think that it's tricky. Okay. So I can throw back this because I don't need it yet. I'm not wiping because I didn't need to. Okay. They shocked something in, right? Didn't they shock in that land? Or am I... Okay, maybe I'm... Yeah, I'm losing my mind. Okay. And let's just throw a red source down. And then we can hold up a Forgotten Cave. Oh, wonderful. Did not see that one coming. Okay. Great. This should be okay. Unless they drop a veto, in which case... Ouch. That would, like, really suck. If they drop a veto, we're taking 6. That hurts. Please don't have a veto in your hand. Okay. That's less shitty. Still sucks. But less shitty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't kill everything. This would die to the aerialist. Man, they only have 8 damage on the board. But I'm most likely settling. So I don't trust it. Alright, well, they're smart, but this is good because this means I get to -3 my Chandra without any repercussions. They don't get the 3 life. All in all, this is like a win. It's pretty good. They have mana open for Murder Strider, which is never fun, but wiping the board, perfectly fine.
Check out these fireworks.
Let's fucking throw it down. Ooh, no, I need to keep it. I need to keep it for the approach. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna approach. Sure.
Well, fresh out of fuel.
So I approach, and then next turn I cast that, and then all of these. Three, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Nice. I don't think they're too happy about that one. Yeah, I don't think they're too happy about that. I don't know if I would be too happy about that one. It's like a weird ass vampire deck. Tibalt'S dick. See, it's a perfect example that size matters, right? 80 cards. 80 was terrible. 80 was too much. Overcomplicated shit. It was just messy. It was all over the place. Didn't perform well. But 60 card version, nice. It's tight. I feel like they have memory lapse. This is probably more important to get out than Rule of Law. Ouch! No! It was there. It was right there too. Alright, well. Bottom. Alright, at least we still have the land that we can check against. We're not making that mistake twice, right? I mean, I've definitely made it more than once. Nice amount of cards you have in your deck there. Well, let's see if we get a land. I think we can still do that. I don't really want to miss a land drop. I think hitting a land drop is better than... Because the only thing I would really be throwing back is this Doomskar. Having the 2 Ixalan's Bindings against a deck like this is perfectly fine. Disrupt this, bitch!
Okay.
Well, I mean, they disputed it. Should've just shocked in the land. Dispute never occurred to me. I hope you ultimatum into my rule of law. I hope you ultimatum into my rule of law. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. Aha! Ultimatum. Do it. You know you want to? You know you want to? Oh. Rude. Yep. Sure. Pikachu, whatever card you want. So they're definitely smart enough to not ultimatum into rule of law. 100%. They're smart enough for that. The problem is I don't believe it matters to them. They have enough ways to get around whatever they need to do. Wolfwell Haven, yeah. Gonna have a backup rule of law, of course. Not super duper worried about what's going on. Actually... I should have kept that Doomskar in my hand, I think. Maybe. I don't know yet. So the reason I did that is because if I got a Tibalt'S Trickery off the top, I could have counterspelled something like that. You know what I mean? That's 1 Epiphany down. 3 to go. 3 to go. I'm feeling this game might last a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna throw that down. Yeah. I think that's fine. Ooh. Wait. Wouldn't you cast Yorion to just draw cards instead? I know you want to scribe, but the value of blinking 2 of those... Aha! Choose wisely. Why do you get rid of all my fucking blood suns? Motherfucker. You really don't like blood suns. It's kind of sad. One, two. That's probably fine.
Ever see a volcano erupt in person? You're about to. No pressure.
Don't know how much planeswalker killing they have. Alright, I'll take the life. I will, in fact, take the life. Next turn, we just Doomskar, and we say your go. I'm not gonna say that we won this game. I just think we have a relatively big advantage. I mean, this could change anything. They haven't cast an ultimatum yet, but I think it's because they can't.
Let's get toasty.
All right. I was worried about what they were gonna do. Bottom. That's 3 Valakuts. So that's 3 Valakuts. I don't think I should be hoarding lands anymore at this point. Hoarding lands doesn't necessarily do anything for us. I may get 1 more, but yeah, you're super fucked. We have everything. We had to Settle the Wreckage, so once you take a bunch of turns, you build up a board, you're swinging in for lethal. I just Settle the Wreckage. Every single extra turn you take, you're taking 2 damage. You can't blow it up because I bound your Binding the Old Gods. Get fucked, son, is all I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, this deck ended up going 4-1 once we changed it to the 60 card version. The 80 card version was fun and all, but I think we just added a little bit too much shit and it just made it less consistent. So essentially it was revolved around the Rule of Law Tibalt'S Trickery combo, and in an 80 card deck it's really difficult to get that off consistently, and it's kind of the same rule that I have with Blood Sun and Lotus Field. Putting that in an 80 card deck just makes it way too inconsistent. So I was like, fuck it, let's just put both of those in the same deck. So that's why we have Rule of Law and Blood Sun with Tibalt'S Trickery and Lotus Field. The only game that we actually ended up losing was against Mono Brown, which for some reason we actually ran into quite a few times tonight. I believe that might be the only real weak point that we have in this deck. We do have Approach of the Second Sun, which can get us there if we hit our ramp properly with Blood Sun and Lotus Field. We can get Approach off a couple times pretty early and win. But a lot of times it's not that easy. Getting down an early Rule of Law will help a lot because usually those decks end up trying to put down 2 Mind Stones in a turn or a bunch of different Planeswalkers, especially since they're going to have so much mana, right? They're going to be casting stuff from the top of their library, blah, 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 right? You know what Mono Brown decks do. So Rule of Law helps a lot against that. And then, of course, adding Tibalt'S Trickery on top of that, you get to counter something. It's kind of nice. Adding Ixalan's Binding is kind of good. The thing is that they have both Ugin and Ulamog to get rid of it. So if you binding Ugin, they cast Ulamog, they get rid of it, and then they have an Ugin, and then they get rid of all your other stuff. Vice versa, if you get their Ulamog, then they cast Ugin, -4, then they get all their stuff back. With it kind of sucks. We do have Settle the Wreckage to get rid of their Ugin, but that's neither here nor there. Our win conditions, pretty solid against those, but Chandra's somewhat useless. That's what I would say is probably our only real weakness. We're able to blow up all their stuff with Heliod's intervention, but we need the mana for that once again. Outside of that, again, we just kind of won pretty easily on all of our matchups. We didn't really have any weak spots outside of that one. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to this point, it means you either really enjoyed the video or you fell asleep and I'm waking you up now. Either way, thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, come out with videos 7 days a week.